Sheikh Aamer, a legal resident of the UK, married with 4 children, and he's been in Guantanamo Bay since 2002. Our correspondent Fran Anderson has been reviewing his case. Fran.
Yeah, so basically he's been in Guantanamo Bay since 2002. The US Army cleared him for release, but they still won't let him go. He's never been charged with a crime and he's never received a trial. And way back in June 2001, he went to Afghanistan to do voluntary work for an Islamic charity. And when the bombing of Kabul happened shortly after September 11th, he feared that for his life because he's actually a Saudi national, so he is legally resident in the UK.
And it would look as if maybe he was Al-Qaeda or whatever, if Al-Qaeda really ever existed. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so he went into hiding, and then he was caught by some Northern Alliance soldiers or troops.
The American crowd, basically.
The pro-American Afghan crowd, and he was passed from one set of soldiers to another, and finally he was handed over to the Americans for bounty money. So they actually got money off the US Army for handing him over. And so he was at Bagram Air Base, he was tortured, then he was sent to Guantanamo Bay and tortured again. Basically his case has been taken up by Reprieve, and it's only when Reprieve stepped in that the US Army said, oh yes, we can release him, but they still haven't released him.
Because nobody will accept him, or the politicians in America just won't release him, even though the army says that they have no problems with him?
Well, who knows? I mean, one wonders, because Sheikh Aamer is a very charitable person. So he initiated the first hunger strike in Guantanamo Bay back in 2005. So is he perhaps being punished for that? Because the US Army negotiated with Sheikh Aamer at the time and promised better conditions in the camp, but of course the promises were broken. And since then, since 2005, Sheikh Aamer has been placed in solitary confinement.
8 years in solitary confinement, not convicted of anything, only arrested and handed over to the Americans, as far as we know, because they gave a big cash reward. And the Americans are now have cleared him for a release, but for some reason won't release him because maybe it'll look bad on the politicians. Well, that's a pretty big indictment of somebody. And
basically, if you want to help Sheikh Aamer, please sign the e-petition requesting that Sheikh be returned to the UK. It's at http://epetitions.direct.gov.uk.
And it's reached over 100,000 signatures.
It has, so that it should be debated in Parliament, because they're saying that once it reaches over 100,000, there should be a debate. Write to your MP and ask them to take action. And in actual fact, the latest news is that MPs are going to debate the return of the hunger striking Guantanamo inmate Sheikh Aamer.
Thank you very much, Fran.